a heart-wrenching tale of betrayal and vengeance. Have you ever wondered if karma truly exists? Sometimes, life deals us such a cruel hand that it feels impossible to recover unless you get a second chance. Today, we're diving into a story of a college student whose kindness was weaponized against her, leading to a tragic end. But destiny has a strange way of balancing the scales. This is a tale of rebirth, cold-blooded revenge, and the bitter fruit of malice. Let's step into the world of Chloe and her compassionate roommate and see how the tables are turned. My college roommate Bella has a savior complex and an overflowing heart. After finishing her meal in the university cafeteria, she had a lot left over, so she turned around and dumped the baby's leftovers onto the school bully, who was from a struggling family. As a result, the bully got furious, and she immediately lied, claiming it was my food, causing me to get beaten up by the bully. When the school organized a charity drive, she secretly donated all my living expenses. I went to confront her, but she spread rumors everywhere that I wanted to back out of the donation and use the money for breast augmentation, completely ruining my reputation. Out of an overflow of compassion, she brought a stray dog back to the dorm to take care of it. As it turned out, it was a rabid dog that suddenly went berserk and started biting people. My roommate quickly ran out of the dorm and locked me inside, leaving me to be bitten to death right before her eyes. After I died, she cried out in tears. I told you not to bring stray dogs back to the dorm, but Chloe just wouldn't listen. Everyone believed her words, and I ended up dying unjustly until I opened my eyes again. I was back to the moment when Bella was about to dump the leftover food for the school bully when I regained consciousness. I was sitting in the cafeteria. The surrounding noise abruptly pulled me back to reality. Before I could recover from the pain and fear of being torn apart, I stared blankly at everything around me. Chloe, why aren't you eating? Don't you like it? The baby will help you eat it. As she spoke, Bella deftly picked the fried chicken leg from my meal tray. Looking at the familiar scene before me, I pinched myself hard until the real pain came. Only then did I confirm that I had been reborn. I had returned to the day when Bella dumped her leftovers onto the student from a poor family. Before my eyes, Bella's mouth was stuffed full, a smile spreading across her face. I absolutely hate wasting food. If there's anything else you don't like, I'll help you finish it. As she spoke, she reached for my fish on the plate again. I quickly moved the plate out of her reach. Before, she would always not buy any meat dishes herself, then pick the meat she wanted to eat from my plate, thinking we were roommates. I didn't mind. But in this life, I won't tolerate it anymore. As the plate was taken away, Bella's hand hung in midair. She snorted coldly. What's the big deal? It's just trying a little of your food. I have a small appetite and won't eat much anyway. Beside her, Sarah immediately stepped in to smooth things over. Chloe, don't be so stingy. Let Bella have a taste. It's no big deal. I looked at the meat on her plate and raised the corner of my mouth. Sure. Picking up my chopsticks, I directly gave it to Bella. Eat more. Bella immediately beamed. Thank you, Chloe. The baby loves you the most. Sarah glared at me. That's my fish, Chloe. How could you? I blinked my eyes, looking utterly confused as I spoke. What? Are you unwilling to let our dorm's baby eat fish? How could the baby not have fish to eat? Hearing this, Bella turned to look at her, wearing a pitiful expression. Sarah, do you really not want the baby to eat fish? Sarah's face darkened as she forced out a smile. Of course not. Sarah loved to make sarcastic remarks the most. Every time Bella wanted to eat my food, she was the most generous. Chloe, what's the big deal if you bought so much and let Bella have a little? We're all good friends. We should learn to share. Now that I've shared it myself, why am I not happy anymore? I lowered my head and ate, unable to help but sneer inwardly. After dinner, Bella looked at the oily leftover rice on her plate. Troubled. The baby doesn't like wasting things. What should we do? There's still so much oil left. Throwing it away would be such a waste. Suddenly, she caught sight of Jax, the school bully, beside her. An idea struck her all at once. Is Jax a poor student? He probably doesn't get enough to eat usually. The baby wants to give him the baby's leftovers too. In my previous life, I tried desperately to persuade her. These are all leftovers. They look like a mess. How is anyone supposed to eat them? But Bella acted like she couldn't understand human language. The baby's leftovers aren't dirty. The baby loves being clean. I brush my teeth every day. Besides, Jax is a student from a poor family. So giving him the leftovers is for his own good. Since he's already a poor student, what is there to be picky about? The baby is willing to give him leftovers. He should be grateful to the baby. I grabbed her and wouldn't let her go. Don't go. Otherwise, he'll get angry. Just as I finished speaking, Bella shoved me to the ground. You're such an unloving person. You don't even have any compassion yourself. And you're stopping the baby from showing compassion too. How annoying. After saying that, she picked up her tray and ran over to Jax. With a splash, she dumped all the leftover food from her tray onto Jax's tray. Bella spoke in a coy, affected voice. As a student from a poor family, are you always hungry every day? Eat more. Immediately, Jax put down his chopsticks, his face darkened, picked up the tray, and slammed it hard to the ground, then moved close to Bella. What are you talking about? As he spoke, he clenched his fist. Seeing this, Bella immediately said with red-rimmed eyes, I'm sorry. That was my roommate's leftover food. She said it would be wasteful to throw it away. And since you're a poor student, I figured you wouldn't refuse it. As she spoke, she shoved me forward. Chloe, I already told you not to give leftover food to the needy students. Why didn't you listen and force me to come over? You're being disrespectful to the needy students. After saying that, she turned around and hid far away. I took a few steps back. It wasn't me. That was her food. But the school bully had already lost patience and kicked me in the stomach, sending me flying far away. It really wasn't me, Jax. You know that. I looked at Sarah for help. Bella hid behind her, sobbing. And Sarah shook her head at Jax. I don't know. The school bully got even angrier and decided I had ordered them to do it. So, he pinned me to the ground and beat me for more than 10 minutes. I was beaten so badly that I ended up in the hospital. Thinking of this, I clenched my fists tightly, my nails digging into my palms, but I didn't feel any pain. I deliberately said, Bella, your leftovers are so dirty. What do you mean by letting someone else eat them? Do you think poor students are inferior? Are you looking down on others? Bella pouted. They're already poor students. So what's there to be particular about? The baby is giving him food, and he should be grateful to the baby. And besides, the baby's leftovers aren't dirty at all. A poor student may have even eaten garbage before. After saying that, she carried her tray and left. I tilted my head up and curled the corners of my mouth slightly. Ah, sure. Just like in my previous life. She dumped all the leftovers into the tray Jax was eating from. In a fake, soft voice, she said, As a student from a poor family, are you not hungry every day? Eat more. As soon as she finished speaking, I immediately ran up and shouted at her angrily. Bella, how can you dump your leftovers into someone else's plate? That's disgusting. Who would want to eat your leftovers? Apologize. Bella looked aggrieved. That's the baby's leftovers. It's not dirty. The baby brushes its teeth every day. I looked up and saw anger blazing in Jax's eyes as he stared fixedly at Bella. I let out a long sigh of relief and quickly retreated to the back, seeing Jax stand up with clenched fists. Bella panicked at once. She raised her finger and pointed at me. I didn't want to do it at first. It was my roommate that was her leftovers. She forced me to do it. Jax turned his head and looked me over, and I immediately took out my phone, opened the video, and held it up in front of him. In the video, Bella spoke with a face full of disdain. Since he's already a poor student, what's there to be picky about? The baby gave him food, and he should be grateful to the baby. And besides, the baby's leftovers aren't dirty at all. A poor student may have even eaten garbage before. At once, the surroundings fell silent. The air around Jax grew icy. Bella turned her head and glared at me bitterly. Chloe, how could you secretly film and take videos? Jax abruptly slammed the dinner tray to the ground. Bella apologized with reddened eyes. I'm sorry. The baby didn't do it on purpose. The baby was just being too kind. If you don't want to accept help, then forget it. As soon as she finished speaking, she was kicked flying by the school bully. The school bully's fist landed on her face even harder than in her previous life. Looking at this familiar scene, I couldn't help but let out a cold laugh and turned to leave the restaurant. This time, for what she owed me, I was going to make her pay it back double. Bella was admitted to the hospital, and my campus life finally quieted down for a while. During this time, I went to my advisor to apply to change dormitories, because approval is very slow. We can only wait a while longer. Not long after, the school organized everyone to donate money and show their support for sick children in the mountainous areas. Bella, as the class welfare committee member, was responsible for collecting the money, and it had to be submitted in full within 3 days. As soon as she received the news, Bella immediately sent a message in the class group chat. I think everyone should have a little more compassion and be sure to donate actively. As long as we can be a little less extravagant and wasteful, we can give sick children a little more hope. Evening. Bella returned from her hospital stay. She limped back into the dormitory. Seeing me sitting at the desk studying, she hobbled over, picked up my book, and threw it to the floor. Chloe, do you have to study so late at night? Do you know that every extra kilowatt hour of electricity you waste means one less chance for children in impoverished mountainous areas to see a doctor? I really can't stand it. How can there be someone as wasteful as you? Sarah also chimed in from the side. Chloe, stop studying. Why pretend to work hard? You didn't study during the day, and now you insist on messing with our heads at night. Do you just hate seeing other people get a good rest? In my previous life, I really felt guilty after hearing them say that. And I studied in the library until closing every day. When I went back, I felt too embarrassed to keep studying in the end. Bella herself turned around and used a high-power hairdryer, an electric rice cooker, and a nail lamp. It's just that she won't let me study in the dorm. As soon as I start studying, she runs over and switches off the lights with a snap. The baby? You're not allowed to waste electricity. Looking at Bella, I frowned. Are you really trying to save electricity? Bella nodded. Yeah. I stood up, dug out a pile of her prohibited electrical appliances, and headed out. Sure. I'll help you turn in these high-power appliances to the dorm supervisor. Bella unfroze and hurriedly rushed to stop me. No, without my baby hairdryer, I'll get sick after taking a bath. If there's no rice cooker, the baby will go hungry. I ignored her and quickly walked to the dorm supervisor's door. Auntie, my roommate has a prohibited appliance. She said she wants to save electricity from now on, so please keep it for her. The woman took it and kept praising me. Such a nice girl. So well behaved. What's your roommate's name? Bella stood in the distance, glaring at me with resentment. But she didn't dare go get the appliances back herself, because they were all prohibited items. As soon as I got back to the dormitory, I suddenly discovered that my drawer had been searched. The $4,200 in the drawer was gone. In my previous life, it wasn't until the donation deadline that I discovered the money in my drawer was gone. I immediately contacted the counselor, and only then did I find out that Bella had secretly taken my money and donated it all for me. I questioned her why she had stolen my money. As a result, she said with complete righteousness, the baby just thinks people should have compassion. You're obviously so rich, yet you only donated $500. What exactly is wrong with you? This baby is helping you donate money for your own good, to do good deeds and accumulate virtue, I shouted angrily. That was my money. What right did you have to secretly donate it for me? Bella immediately put on a pitiful look and deliberately asked me in front of the class, Chloe, are you trying to take back your donation? That money was only meant for your breast augmentation, but it's the hope of sick children in the mountains. Are you really going to stand by and watch them die? Upon hearing this, everyone looked me up and down with contempt, as if I had committed some unforgivable crime. I explained that it was my living expenses, not money for breast enhancement. But no one believed me. Looking at the mess of a drawer in front of me, I said coldly. Who went through my things? Bella sat on the bed humming a little tune, her face full of smug satisfaction. Sarah was scrolling on her phone, laughing loudly, as if nothing had happened. I immediately picked up my phone and called the counselor. Teacher Lee, our class fund has been stolen for $4,200. We just paid it in today, and it was lost in the dorm. After saying that, the counselor immediately called Sarah and Bella to ask about it. As a result, both of them said they had never seen it. With red eyes, I said, "That money isn't mine. If you've seen it, could you please take it out? I really have no way to explain myself." Seeing this, Bella snorted coldly. "What do you mean by that? Who would even care to take your money?" Sarah: "Exactly. Who cares?" After that, Bella sent another message in the class group, urging everyone to donate. The baby has only received donations from a few people. Everyone, please donate actively. If it's less than $100, don't embarrass yourself. The baby can't even bear to record it for you. Donating isn't about giving alms to a beggar. So, please take the initiative to donate a bit more. Otherwise, the baby will have to tag people in the group. Many people, under pressure from Bella, donated several $100s. 3 days later, the donation period ended, and I immediately posted a solemn apology in the class group. I'm sorry. The class fund I collected was lost. Teacher Lee has been helping me look for it, but we still haven't found it. And on the posted donation list, my name was clearly marked as having donated $4,700. At the class meeting, I rushed up to Bella and demanded, "Why did you write that I donated $4,700 when I only gave $500? Bella lifted the corners of her mouth smugly. "The baby just thought you were too selfish, so I helped you donate the money from your drawer. This baby is helping you donate money for your own good, to do good deeds, and accumulate virtue." Everyone's gaze turned toward us, scrutinizing us. I pinched myself hard and squeezed out tears. I could have forgiven you for secretly taking my money, but that was the class fund, from all our classmates. How could you decide for everyone and secretly donate the class fund? Have you asked everyone for their opinions? As soon as the words fell, the classroom immediately erupted into noise. What? The class fund was donated? Are you crazy? No. Why did she secretly donate the class fund? Did she get our permission? Seeing this, Bella immediately panicked and hurriedly defended herself. The baby didn't know that was the class fund. She never told the baby. The baby even thought it was Chloe's money for breast augmentation. Who told her not to keep her money properly? She deliberately emphasized the words, breast augmentation. This time, there were no longer the disdainful looks I had received in my previous life. Instead, there were more resentful looks directed at Bella. Originally, once everyone got to college, no one wanted to pay class dues. But because an event had to be organized, each person paid more than $100. The resentment was overwhelming. Now the class fund has been lost, and we may have to pay again. At this moment, the counselor walked into the classroom. "Chloe, have you found the class fund?" I walked over and pointed at Bella. She stole it and donated it all. In my previous life, after I discovered the money was missing, I wanted to call the police, but because the money lost was my own, everyone advised me to let it go quietly. They said reporting it to the police would be bad for the school's reputation, and strictly speaking, it didn't count as theft because the money was donated in my name. I asked Bella to return my money, and she took it for granted that she had no money. If I pushed her any further, she'd jump off a building. Everyone else tried to talk me into letting it go and being merciful. I could only swallow the loss in silence. This time the class fund was lost, and everyone was furious. The counselor walked over and stared at Bella. What exactly happened? Bella's eyes were red. Her voice choked with emotion. Sorry. The baby didn't know that was the class fund. The baby just thought Chloe was being way too heartless. So, I wanted to help her by donating some of my own kindness. But in the end, I accidentally donated the class fund. People around started chattering noisily. If you wanted to help her by showing some kindness, you should have paid out of your own pocket. Honestly, Why steal the class fund? Give our money back. Yes, give our money back. Bella spoke pitifully. The baby's money has all been donated, and the baby doesn't have any money either. I took out that donation list. Bella donated $20. She herself only donated $20, yet she had previously forced everyone to donate several hundred. After the students in the class found out, they became even angrier. They surrounded Bella tightly. Pay it back or call the police. If you don't return the money, it's theft. Bella looked at me through the crowd with a pleading expression. Chloe, please help the baby explain. The baby just wanted to help you show some love and give to charity with no ill intentions. I ignored her. Bella then turned her gaze to Sarah. It was you who said back then that the baby should help show Chloe how to donate the money and teach her a good lesson. The baby meant well in the first place. But everyone misunderstood. Sarah, hurry up and help the baby explain. Hearing this, Sarah's face immediately turned dark, afraid of being dragged into it herself. You stole money. What does that have to do with me? I didn't know you were dishonest. Bella looked at Sarah in shock. But it was clearly you who said it. Sarah turned her head away, acting as if it had nothing to do with her. The counselor frowned. Bella, hurry up and return everyone's class fees to them. Otherwise, if everyone insists on calling the police, I can't help you either. In the end, Bella took out her phone. She borrowed $4,200 through an online loan to make up for everyone's class fee. As soon as she got back to the dorm that night, Bella was infuriated. She picked up the dormitory shared items and smashed them hard, cursing the whole time as she did. They all bully the baby. Bully the baby. Is it really worth it over just a few $1,000s? Who cares about the money of that bunch of stingy tightwads? Bella has a bad habit when she gets angry. She likes to throw things, and she always ends up breaking the dorm shared items. Things like brooms, dustpans, shower heads, and stools. Anyway, they don't cost much. When they break, we just buy new ones. Sometimes she accidentally breaks my water cup or face cream, and she doesn't pay for them either. She just apologized with red-rimmed eyes. I'm sorry. When the baby gets angry, she really thinks that's her own stuff. The baby couldn't help it. The baby didn't mean it. If you want, just take the baby's face cream away. As she spoke, she handed me her face cream, which cost just a few dollars a bottle with red-rimmed eyes. As if that made us even. But my face cream cost several $100s. Thinking she was my roommate, and that we still had nearly 4 more years of living together, I forced myself to put up with it. Today, Bella had just thrown down the broom. I suddenly noticed that Sarah's newly bought perfume was sitting by the sink, so I picked it up and smashed it hard onto the floor. At once, a strong fragrance wafted over. I couldn't help but frown. Lying on the bed, I saw the dorm transfer approval notice the counselor had just sent me, and I was overjoyed. I quickly thanked the counselor. Without realizing it, Sarah and Bella had already started fighting below. Bella tightly yanked at Sarah's hair. If it weren't for you urging the baby to donate several $1,000s, would the baby have lost so much money? Give the money back to the baby. Sarah also reached out and grabbed Bella's hair, giving it a hard yank that made Bella cry out in pain. The hands are on you yourself. What does it have to do with me, that you stole the money? You call yourself the baby every day. Isn't that disgusting? You're really stupid. Pay me back for my perfume. I lay on the bed, looking down at the two of them as they pulled each other's hair and cursed at each other, unable to help but curl up the corners of my mouth. It wasn't until half an hour later, after the two of them had smashed each other's belongings to pieces and had nothing left to throw, that they finally stopped. The two of them stood there with patches of hair torn out, and neither of them would speak to the other anymore. Watching the dog-eat-dog scene, I curled up the corners of my mouth and drifted off beautifully to sleep amid the chaos. A night of sweet dreams. The next day, I got the key to my new dorm room. Taking advantage of Bella and Sarah being away from the dorm, I found other friends to help move my things to the new dorm. The new dorm was in the neighboring dorm building, a dorm for another major, and it was occupied by 2 girls. They were both little friends I had met in school clubs, and both were very easy to get along with. In just half a day, I quickly packed up my things and ran off. That night, after she found out I had changed dorms, Bella's social media status was full of snide remarks. Moving to mess with other people now. This baby doesn't care about being your roommate anyway. Scram, scram, scram. Soon Sarah liked the post below. I sneered inwardly. What a pair of extraordinary people. A few days later, I was about to head back to the dormitory. Suddenly I saw Bella holding a filthy stray dog in her arms. She covered the dog with her jacket, covered its mouth, and avoided the dorm supervisor. Sneaking furtively, she made her way toward the dormitory. In her previous life, on this very day, she secretly brought back to the dormitory a very dirty large stray dog. Then, she took many photos and posted them online with the caption, "The baby is the most compassionate person. I hope the baby will have the chance to give every stray dog a home in the future." Many people liked it, praising her for being beautiful and kind-hearted. She became utterly addicted to the praise she received online and couldn't pull herself away. Looking at the dirty dog, I said in displeasure, "Why did you secretly bring back such a filthy dog? It might even have some disease." At that, Bella shot me an angry glare. "This is a living life. How can you be so heartless? The baby will take good care of it and raise it into the happiest little dog in the world. And besides, a lot of bloggers rescue stray dogs and get tons of traffic. The baby is no worse than them, so we'll definitely get even more traffic." Looking at the dog, which was huge and kept baring its teeth, I felt a chill run through me. No matter how I looked at it, that dog was not normal. It always bared its teeth with long strands of drool hanging from the corners of its mouth. It's always baring its teeth and drooling. It's not some mad dog, is it? Where on earth did you find this dog? It looks so scary. I was terrified when I looked at that dog and wanted to climb up onto the bed above. Bella yanked her down at once. "Chloe, you're not allowed to run. You have to help the baby wash it together. The baby can't hold it down by itself. You can't be so selfish and cold-hearted. It's baring its teeth only because it doesn't feel safe. As long as we nurture it with love, it will definitely become more obedient." After saying that, she turned around to get a basin and draw water to bathe the dog. The dog's long fur was matted together all over, making it look a complete mess, and its eyes were fixed on people with a hard, piercing stare. I was terrified and got up, preparing to leave the dormitory. Bella grabbed me again. "Chloe, what's wrong with you? Don't even think about slacking off." Just as the two of us were struggling with each other, suddenly the dog opened its huge mouth and lunged at us. Bella froze in fear. I grabbed Bella and was about to run with her, but she suddenly shoved me hard. I fell to the ground, blocking the mad dog, and it pounced on me at once, biting down hard on my neck. Bella turned and ran out the door. The mad dog kept tearing at me while making whining sounds. A very typical rabid dog. I used all my strength to smash with my fists and kick with my feet. After much effort, the dog finally loosened its grip, and I staggered toward the door. As it turned out, just as I reached the dormitory door, Bella suddenly locked it. She was gripping the door tightly, terrified of getting caught up in it herself. I pounded on the door desperately. "Help! Open the door!" She frowned. "The baby is scared. The baby has already called the police. And someone will come to save you soon." The mad dog lunged at me again, biting and tearing at my leg, even more ferociously than before. I was locked in the dormitory and bitten to death by the mad dog alive. Thinking of everything from my past life, I took a deep breath and turned back to the dormitory. In this life, she would just keep the mad dog company herself. On the other side, in the dormitory, Bella put the dog down and took off her coat. She disgustedly touched the dirty dog fur. Just like in her previous life, Bella took many photos of the dog and posted them online with the caption, "The baby is the most compassionate person. I hope the baby will have the chance to give every stray dog a home in the future." Many people liked it, praising her for being beautiful and kind-hearted. She hummed a little tune as she basked in the praise from netizens. She put the dog on the dorm room floor. She picked up the phone and called me, launching straight into insults. Honestly, of all times for you to move out of the dorm, you had to do it now. The baby rescued a dog. How is the baby supposed to wash it all by themselves? You cold-blooded animal. Come over and help the baby right now, or the baby will post you online. I hung up the phone right away. Post me online? Do you even have the chance? Bella glared at the disconnected phone and cursed a few times before turning and going into the bathroom. She took out Sarah's wash basin and filled it with a lot of warm water. In my previous life, she used my basin because she said her own baby basin was too small. She needed a bigger basin to bathe the dog so it could be cleaned properly. I thought it was dirty, so I just gave her the basin directly. She happily grabbed my hand. Thank you for accepting it. Both the baby and the dog will be grateful to you. After using Sarah's basin to get some water, Bella walked out of the bathroom. Looking at the lonely and forlorn figure of the dog, she immediately felt a pang of sympathy. She picked up the dog and said affectionately, "Luckily, the baby has a kind heart, or who knows how long you'd still be wandering around. Come on, give mommy a kiss." As she spoke, she leaned her face closer. The dog suddenly opened its huge mouth and lunged at her like a mad thing. Bella stood frozen in place from fright. The dog lunged at her and bit viciously into her face. Bella cried out in pain and turned to run, but tripped over the clothes on the floor. The dog clenched its jaws and tore at Bella's face from side to side. Tears streamed from Bella's eyes in pain. She reached out and desperately beat at the mad dog. "Beast, beast, don't bite the baby. Get lost. Get lost." The dog simply can't understand human words. As soon as she let go, it immediately bit down hard on her leg again, tearing at her as it bit. Bella lay on the ground, desperately crawling toward the dormitory door. Just as she reached the doorway, Sarah came back. Bella was instantly overjoyed. "Sarah, hurry and save me! This is a mad dog! I'm going to be bitten to death!" As soon as the words left her mouth, Sarah slammed the dormitory door shut. Standing quietly outside the door, she watched her coldly. Bella slammed at the door like a mad woman, only to meet Sarah's gleeful gaze. By the time the counselor arrived, the dog had already run out of strength, and Bella had also fainted before she was carried onto the ambulance. As she passed by Sarah, she suddenly opened her eyes and, using all her strength, grabbed Sarah and bit down on her arm. Then she curled the corners of her mouth, revealing an enigmatic smile. I stood in the distance, quietly watching the scene, my heart calm as still water. The evil she had sown finally bore bitter fruit. Not long after, the dog died from a rabies outbreak, and Bella went to the hospital, but still couldn't be saved. It is said that after hearing the news, her parents fainted from crying several times at the hospital entrance. Now they've come to the school again, wanting the truth. That was my baby. How could you not save her when she was bitten? She was so kind, so caring. How could she die? Looking at the two people before me, their temples already streaked with gray, I felt a pang of sorrow. In my previous life, after I was bitten to death by a mad dog, Bella broke down in tears in front of everyone. I already said not to bring a stray dog back to the dorm, but Chloe just wouldn't listen. In the end, she ended up causing her own death. Pitiful. Yet, she had it coming. My parents didn't believe it because I had always been afraid of dogs, and there was no way I would bring a stray dog back to the dorm. They went everywhere trying to stand up for me and seek justice. But in the end, they were treated like lunatics and driven out. They found Bella, only wanting to know the truth. But Bella knelt down in public. "Sorry, the baby really didn't know that was a mad dog. If I had known earlier, the baby would definitely have stopped Chloe and not let her secretly take the dog home." Everyone believed her lies. A group of her brainless fans ran to cyberbully and dox my parents. My parents were driven insane by my death. Suddenly, someone grabbed my arm. My thoughts snapped back to the present. Bella's mother was holding on to me, tears streaming down her face. "You're Chloe, my baby's roommate, right? How did my baby end up being bitten by a mad dog?" I shook my head. "Sorry. I've already moved out of that dorm. I don't know about her situation." After saying that, I turned and walked away from the crowd. no longer wanting to be involved in anything related to Bella. A few days later, someone said that Bella's parents had gone mad. They would call everyone baby, saying they wanted to take others to use baby bowls, eat baby food, and sleep baby sleep. Two people acting crazy are searching everywhere for their loving baby. In a daze, suddenly, the class group chat exploded with messages. I clicked in and saw in the photo that Sarah was lying on the ground, her body twisted. She gritted her teeth tightly, her body contorted, glaring with fury. She stretched out her hands, scratching her skin all over, appearing to be in extreme agony. She looked exactly like someone infected with rabies, presumably. The bite Bella gave before she died had taken effect. Is this rabies? Damn. That looks terrifying. Is it because of the bite from Bella? Oh my God, that's so scary. Luckily, Chloe moved out of that dorm. What a bunch of weirdos. Yeah. Why did you bring a mad dog back to the dorm? Everyone chattered away. I turned off my phone, took out a book, spread it open on the desk, and quietly began studying under the desk lamp. Seeing me studying, my two roommates on the adjacent bed put on their headphones and quietly started playing with their phones. Late at night, as they were getting ready to sleep, they noticed I was still studying. Without hesitation, they left a light on for me. I stood up, turned off the light, and continued memorizing the key points under my own desk lamp. Outside the window, there was a profound silence. A lamp illuminated not hostility or malice, but tolerance and concession. It was about time. So I turned off the desk lamp and lay down on the bed. A night of sweet dreams. After moving into the new dormitory, everyone got along very well. They would study hard with me, and they would quietly put on their headphones when I am studying. We also share food with each other when we eat. My mood gradually improved. I no longer waste energy questioning whether I am just pretending to work hard, whether I am not generous enough, or whether I am pushing myself too hard. I can study whenever I want, and for as long as I want. The next day, I just woke up and saw the group chat in the class blowing up. Sarah passed away last night due to rabies infection. Seeing this news, I didn't feel the satisfaction of revenge, only that life is truly fragile. I packed my things and said goodbye to my roommate, walking towards the classroom under the rising morning sun. Golden light shines on my face, and I gently squint my eyes with a smile curling at the corners of my mouth. The air is fresh, the autumn breeze is pleasant, and there is a wonderful youth waiting for me to experience. Everything is just right, and it's not too late. And there you have it, a chilling reminder that compassion isn't just an act, it's an integrity that cannot be faked. While Bella's story is a dark descent, it leaves us with a profound question. What kind of legacy are you building with your daily actions? Sometimes, the loudest voices for charity and kindness are the ones hiding the deepest shadows. Thank you for joining me for this intense journey. What are your thoughts on how Chloe handled her second chance? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your take on these complex stories. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more captivating tales of justice and transformation. Until next time, stay kind and stay true.